relationships don't break overnight. They drift quietly. No big betrayal, no dramatic moment, just small neglect repeated daily. Good morning and welcome to Love Talk. We help Amish singles find godly spouses, build epic marriages, and create generational legacy rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Today, we're talking about why good relationships slowly drift apart and how to stop it before it happens. Distance is usually created by small little disconnections, not one big, huge event. Love often fades through neglect, not hatred. Why does this happen? Chantel and I have dealt with thousands of couples and singles over the years, and we've been doing this now. Probably started this around 2013. We were married in 2011. I would say even by 2012, we had some people we started mentoring and working with and living with us, and people wondering what was our routines and things that we did to help us have connection and relationship. And it does matter because there's three reasons relationships drift. Because comfort replaces pursuit. Early on, there were questions, there were, effort. We were constantly intentional. Men are like, oh, hey, I want to learn about this woman, right? Because you're looking to pursue her, dating her. And I've even seen where men stop once they get comfortable in dating or maybe even engaged. They haven't gone to the next level. They're not married yet. And I will tell you that a lot of this does come from women allowing a man to get comfortable. It's real. Like you're dating and you're living together, or you're engaged and living together. Like there's just no more like pursuit. But what's interesting is I think that's why the power of progression. You're dating, you pursue, you get engaged, you pursue a little bit more, a little bit more. And then what's the reward? Well, we're going to live together. We're going to sleep together when we get married. When there's a pursuit and an effort and phases and steps, it does create progression and pursuit and hopefully a habit that will land and nailed and cause you to continuously pursue. Create the habit, the muscle of pursuit through the progression. Do you follow me? And then once you get married, the questions need to continue. They really do. The effort, the intentionality, the excitement, the energy to see her. How do you respond when you see her? When you come home from work, how do you respond? Seriously. I'm just curious. Are you just on autopilot and you walk in, it's no big deal? Routine, assumption. It's interesting. What once was pursued becomes expected. People feel loved where effort remains. I'm going to say that again. People feel loved where effort remains. Let me explain. So, one of the rules that I have for myself, okay, because I've created these rules to keep the effort flowing, keep the excitement going, is that when I come home from any event or work or some sort of maybe even a trip to the store, I do not walk in the door of my house to see my wife, my children, even my dogs, while being on the phone. Okay. I just don't do it because what happens when you walk in, you're on the phone, you're distracted, you're like, da 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 da, you're talking to them, you're finishing up. It is terrible for greeting your loved ones to be on the phone as well at the same time. So I finish my call. Sometimes I'll be sitting in the car for 10, 15 minutes just finishing up. Maybe it was a very important call. Yes, but don't walk in during that time. So then what happens when you walk in here? That's standard number one for myself is I do not talk on the phone when I not going to be on the phone when I enter in my home. Totally off the phone put away. Number two, I always greet my wife or my daughter or my son or my children. Now it's going to be grandchildren coming up. with love and excitement and a smile. I do my best to always have a smile when I walk in. Hey, babe. Hazel, Mateo, Chantel, I love you. That's rule number 2 is come in with a smile and some enthusiasm. Number 3 rule, I always say I love you. And I always do my best to give them some sort of physical touch, a hug. If they're on the phone or if they're busy, I still wait and give them a hug, give them love. It's real. So no phone, smile, good energy. Even though you could have had the crappiest day ever, it's not their fault. And I love you and touch, some sort of affection, love and affection through words and touch. Get those 3? Did you write them down? Not on your phone. Smile, good energy, shake off the junk that just happened wherever you were, whatever you just went through, and love and affection. I love you, the words, and connection, touch of some sort. It's so good and so vital. Do you follow me? Those 3 simple rules have made such a difference in my life. Now, my wife and I, Chantel and I, work together. But I often will go out on a job, and then I'll come back to the office, and guess what? I do my best to do the same coming back to the office. I don't want to be on the phone when I come in to greet Chantel. I want to be smiling regardless of what just happened with that client. Even if it was a challenging client, I want to come in and be smiling, greet her with love and excitement, and give her a big hug like I haven't seen her in weeks. Are you following me? I love you. Hey, babe. How are you, beautiful? We can make a difference. You can show how much you love her, and that's part of effort. You follow me? These are 3 ways that I'm putting forth effort just in coming home and setting the tone for coming home from anywhere I go. People feel loved where effort remains. All right, so comfort. This is the reason why things slipped away and drift. There's 3 reasons we're going to talk about. Comfort replaces pursuit. Now, number 2, communication becomes functional. Conversations just become bills and schedules and chores, kids, this, that, work, blah, 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 but no deeper connection. No deep talks. No emotional connections. No dreams, no feelings, no appreciation, no curiosity, no adventures. You can live together and still feel far apart. You can. So, what do we do about this? How do we prevent this? We be proactive. Be proactive. It's so important. Number 3, where growth stops. And we're going to talk about how these all come together with our 3 core activities. Number 3, growth stops. One or both people stop becoming, stop learning, growing, being intentional with discipline and development. Personal development matters. If you're developing, you feel better about yourself, you're learning something new, you feel like you're contributing to the world more. We all want to contribute, and it starts in a home. So you feel less confident when you stop becoming and stop growing and learning, less vision, less energy, less discipline. Attraction often fades when growth fades. Growth is very attractive. It really is. We've got to keep on growing. When you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you're rotting. When you know everything, as the more I learn, the less I know. That's the truth. Growth is very, very attractive. It is. You want to keep learning. That's attractive, man. Be teachable, be coachable. Seriously, for the rest of your life, be a student. Therein lies wisdom. I promise you that. Please hear me. No comments yet today. Interesting. Is anybody out there? Now, how does this tie into our 3 core activities? Because we often talk about how important these activities are and why we do them. Well, the Epic 30 is our daily discipline that keeps a person alive internally and communicating well together. Why? Because what are we doing? We're getting a release, we're receiving wisdom, and then we're giving it to others. That's part of the Epic 30. So release, there's many different ways we've talked about this in different versions, but quickest, simplest, more efficient, the most efficient way is to journal for 3 to 5 minutes. Releasing things, junk, and gaining some wisdom from the Father, and then giving that wisdom and that gratitude and that honor and blessing to others. Lester, thanks for being here, brother, and thanks for commenting. Makes a big difference. Appreciate you. I was on school platform, by the way, at 5:30, just to let you know. School platform, our private community on Epic Your Life, every weekday morning at 5:30, which is 4:30 your time, so it's kind of early. So I'm glad you're here at least at the 6 o'clock here at on the social media. MVP, mission, vision, peculiar. It gives us direction. If we're connecting on these things as a couple, think about that. We're connecting with our Epic 30, release, receive, give, and we're giving gratitude, honor, edification. And then we're working on our MVP, not just our personal MVP, but our MVP for the week. MVP is all about planning too. What's the mission for the week? What does it look like this week? What's going to be unique about this week? And what can we do to make it a better week together? This is awesome stuff. I'm telling you, it works. To bring unity in your family, in your community, your wife, your children, a common mission together. Triggers to triumph, the third and final core activity that we utilize in our lives daily. Triggers to triumph, well, how can you use that? Well, there's small hurts addressed early instead of stacking up. We see something that triggers us, we feel frustrated, we deal with it, we talk about it, we communicate about it. And guess what? It's just a little thing that we just chip away at and get rid of and get better because of it. Versus little things becoming big things over time, right? That's what we say. I'm talking about here. So then triggers to triumph helps you to see, recognize the trigger, how you're feeling or how she's feeling, validate the feelings, work through it, forgiveness, connection, amazing love, amazing new story, not continuing to have the same results. Small hurts addressed early instead of stacking them. Super important. That's what triggers to triumph does. Different story, better outcome. When you pursue intimacy, when you're constantly doing these three core activities, you're enhancing your confidence. You keep growing. You're becoming more confident the more you grow. When you keep connecting, you communicate better through connections. Every day, Epic 30, connecting, communicating well, gratitudes, honor, edification, training your brain to speak and communicate well through connection. And commitment. You keep choosing effort, moving towards her, choosing to pursue her. Date night, it matters. So if you want more intimacy, you're going to develop these things through our core activities, which is what? Confidence, communication, commitment, the 3 C's of love, 3 C's of deeper, more meaningful intimacy. Confidence, communication, commitment. Always working on these things. That's what Epic 30 will do. That's what Triggers to Triumph will do. That's what MVP will do. 3 core activities to develop your intimate relationship. Today, do one of these things. Ask a deeper question. Maybe give a specific appreciation. I know you're doing your GWs, but something specific, little that she's done this past week that you're super grateful for. The way that she wore her hair, the way that she smiled at you in a certain situation, the way she complimented you or honored you. Can you appreciate that? The way she made an intelligent, wise decision this past week. Can you be specific about your appreciation? It feels better when someone's more specific. Can you plan some intentional time or something special you could do for her, like bring her some flowers or roses. There she is. Hi, good morning. You want a kiss? Not yet. Not yet. And that shows it's time for our Epic 30. Speaking of which, so plan intentional time. That's daily routines, morning routines together. Can you start with the at least 2, 3 times a week? Share a dream with her, something you've been working on, something you've been really pondering. Apologize quickly when stuff comes up. Super important. Thanks for being here, Lester. Small moves rebuild connection. They really do. Relationship drift when effort stops, and they heal when pursuit returns. We are people who choose connection on purpose. I'd like you to hit subscribe, tap the notification bell so more singles and couples can hear these conversations. Would you help me out? Would you share this? If you're on our Facebook platform, if you're on our YouTube platform, would you share it with someone else? You never know what this message could do to help develop a relationship, to have a better marriage, or help develop a marriage that's maybe drifting apart, and bring the message of hope that they can have epic. They really can. So, can you comment below too as well? Which of these 3 things, that some things I mentioned here, that causes drift most often? Which of these maybe is happening around you, or things you're going to battle against? Does communication drifted a little bit as your growth, personal growth, stopped? Or have you become complacent, comfortable instead of pursuing? Which one of these 3 are you possibly need to work on, need to get better at? I hope this message finds you well, and I hope you have a great day today. God bless you. Thanks for all those supporting. Please like, subscribe, comment below if you're watching the replay or watching the original one live. Try to go live every day, every weekday at 6 a.m. On Thursday, it's usually 6:45 because I've got my men's Bible study. Hope this message finds you really, really well. God bless you. We are the Amish Matchmakers. We help singles to find godly spouses, develop epic marriages, and create a legacy that is founded in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Love is the key. God bless you. Go love someone well today. We'll see you.